Are you with Miss Jackie in there? Does she not have any tape? She doesn't have a tape dispenser? Yes, but she doesn't have any tape.
Hey guys, how is everybody out in Nelson County land?
I don't know how
to. We are super excited to bring you some awesome educators today that are ready to share a tech tool that has made a difference in and from library media specialists to to high school. And so like I said, super excited. We even have an instructional coach that has braved this task. And so we are super excited to be sharing these tools with you. If you are watching now, which means that you are watching live, you are seeing a chat feature. However, if you are not signed in to Google through YouTube, then you will not be able to chat. And that is one of the powerful things of YouTube Live. And so I'm going to show you guys real quickly what you need to do in order to turn chat and turn that on. So when you go to, you will see, just like Chin, you will see this guy right here, which should be your picture, your profile picture, your letter, or whatever you have. When you click on that, it actually brings up a menu. And this is where you need to make sure that you have a channel in order to chat with us. So you will click where it says My Channel. It will prompt you to create a channel. Everybody with within our domain, within the Nelson County schools, students, teachers, all have the possibility or the potential to have their own YouTube channel. It just has to be created. So when you go there, like mine's already created, obviously, but when you go there, it'll prompt you to create your own channel, and then you should be able to chat with us. I am going to be watching the live chat, and I already see some little chatter going on, which is fabulous. And we have one of my Hardin County peeps that's no longer in Hardin County, but is the sister of Miss Brittany Hahn on there, and she's watching from Maryland. That is that's super cool, Miss Brittany. Look, you got your family on here. I love it. I love it. All right, so the way that this works, if you've ever been to Ed Camp Kentucky, if you've ever been to an Ed Tech team event, they have really fast tech shares that are called demo slams. And that's what this is. It's a demo slam. The presenters will have roughly 3 minutes to present on their favorite tech tool. And so that's how it will work. And if you have any questions, to reach out to me, and then I can direct you in the correct towards the correct person that presented. And sorry. And so that is what our plan is for today. So let's get started with our first NCS Tech Share Fair. Yay! I know everybody's super excited. All right, so we're going to start out with, look at her smiling. She's got a smile from ear to ear. I can so see her.
No, the music has just started at bell change.
Lovely, lovely. I love it. Look at Tanya. She's laughing too. So we are going to start out with Miss Brittany Hahn. She is rocking it over at Nelson County High School. And so, Miss Brittany, if you want to go ahead and take it away, girl.
Okay, I'm gonna try and talk over 24 carats as it's ringing out during bell change. I am using Google Hangouts as, can you all hear me? Okay, so Google Hangouts is an online tool. We're actually using it right now to video chat with all of us. It's really good. You can also use a chat feature, which I'm gonna show you all. You can actually use this. We are using it to share links. I was using it yesterday on my snow day with my department because I was unable to get out of the apartment building. So you can actually send messages. We use it in our Ignites group, which is our huge tech group here in Nelson County. Oh, guess I have to hit the share button. So we use it to send messages. Here's where I was using it to help another teacher, where he was video calling with our assistant principal with his class so that he could be out and she could give feedback to them. So we use it. Like I said yesterday, I video chatted in on our faculty meeting and on a PLC that I was unable to be at. So even if you're at a conference and you want to still video chat in, you can do that. And it's really great if you're having issues with different technology and you just want somebody else to look at it. Through screen sharing, you can get a hold of other people. I use it with Jamie all the time, and I'm like, I can't get this to work. So we can go into a Google Hangout, I can screen share with her, and she can walk me through the process, actually looking at my screen rather than just trying to imagine what I'm looking at, which a lot of times it's a whole lot easier to see with what you're actually with. So I use it for that type of stuff, or just to video chat. It's really good with that without using on the computer, so it's bigger and you can actually hear more. So that's Google Hangouts.
So that is absolutely awesome, Brittany, that you're sharing Google Hangouts. I'm not for sure what I would do without Google Hangouts. Literally, we wouldn't be having this right here. As you guys can see in the background, I am at home in E-Town, but still learning. And that is a great feature of Google Hangouts. So if you do not have Google Hangouts, super simple to get. The app on your phone is the best. And then there's also an extension that you can get from the Chrome Web Store. So Brittany, thank you for sharing Google Hangouts in ways that you've used it. That I used it in my own classroom last year was through to bring the community in. So keep that idea out there, chats, and exposing my fourth graders to different types of careers that they might be interested in. So that is another cool way to use it to bring the community in. All right. So we are going to head on over to Bloomfield Middle School with Miss Michelle, and she is going to tell us about her tech tool. So take it over, Miss Michelle.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Michelle Kale over at Bloomfield Middle School, and today I'm going to be showing you a couple ways that I really enjoy using Google Forms. So if you're not familiar with Google Forms, they look kind of like this. And if you're needing to create a new Google form, you open up your Google Drive and you'll go to New. And then just like where you go to do docs or sheets or slides, you go to More, and there you have your forms right there. And one of the cool things that I really enjoy about Google Forms is that it gives you the option to create various types of questions. So I am an ELA teacher, and so we do a lot of paragraph writing, so I can give my students the option to answer in paragraph form, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, short answer. When you're editing a Google form, one of the great things that you can do is go ahead and create an answer sheet. So for example, if we're looking at this question, go to answer key, and then you can select which choice is going to be the correct answer and assign a point value. So it makes very quick grading for like bell ringers or exit tickets or even quizzes. Another great thing about Google Classroom, or sorry, about Google Forms is that you can export your information through a spreadsheet. So when we're looking at responses, it'll tell you like how your overall class is doing in regards to responding to each question. And then once you click view responses and sheets, it gives you this nice little printout. And so this right here, this black box, I've covered up all the student emails, but you can see each of their responses. So for example, this student made a 20 out of 20, and then it'll show you each question that the student responded to and what their response was. So you can sort this in a manner to view very quickly how your students are doing on these various assessments. Another thing that I really like is that I've recently learned is that you can make a digital breakout with Google Forms. And so you can come up with like a specific answer that you would like for them to have. So for example, this is a lock, and if I punch in the wrong numbers, it says, oh no, you know, this is still locked, try again. And so if you're interested in doing an answer like that, when you edit your Google form, you go over here to your meatballs and you'll click response validation. And then you can decide how you want that response to be, whether it's number, text, length, regular expression. And then you can determine greater than, equal to, or any of these options here. You type in your answer choice, and then whatever response message you would like for them to see. So these are just some ways that I really enjoy using Google Forms. And so I hope that you all are able to use this in your classroom as well. Thank you guys for watching.
Awesome. Oh my goodness, you made my heart so happy sharing. Well, first of all, I love Google Forms, but then taking it to the next level to digital breakout. And that is some cool stuff. Now, shame plug, so sorry, but for everybody that's watching in our panel here today, we're going to be doing the basics of Google Forms and then a few of the more advanced features. So 4 to 5 today, you can find the link in emails that I've sent or on our instructional technology website that we launched this week. So I know, shameless plug, but Michelle, you rocked it. I absolutely love that your admin is on here and on the live chat. And so hi there, Rodney. Michelle, you're so supported, and I love that. Google Forms, totally game changer in the classroom as we become more familiar with the Google Suite or the G Suite. And thanks for sharing that. So now we're going to go to Miss Tanya Jury, who is at Nelson County High School as well, and she is the principal. If you do not know, she's the principal over there, and she is blasting through the Google certifications. She received level 1 and level 2 certification, and is working a Google trainer. So I'm going to let you take it over. Let's go, girl.
Thank you, Miss Jamie, for that introduction. I'm going to talk to you guys today about Google Keep. And I'm going to show you why I think it is so great to use. Let me get it pulled up here for you. So Google Keep has helped me out tremendously being a principal, and I know that teachers would benefit from it as well. One of the things that I think is the greatest about it is the to-do list. I do those frequently, and the thing I like a lot is I can actually, put check boxes on it and check off as I get things done. It gives me satisfaction, I guess, to see that I have checked them off instead of just deleting them and things going away. So I like that part of it. In order to do that, I will show you here in a second how to create the note. But once you have that on there, you can go to here I can hide the check boxes, and so it's just a list and I could delete them, or I can show the check boxes and again check them off as I go. I use this personally. I have my Christmas list on here, and the good thing about that is I can actually add collaborators, and so I can fill out my Christmas list, put what I want on there, and then share it with my parents and my husband and everybody else so that they know exactly what I want. I have my weekly note on here, things that I want to talk to teachers about. I'm working on my doctoral dissertation, so I, again, have a checklist for that. I do morning announcements for my students and teachers real quick. This is what you need to know today. Here's who we're celebrating. And so I keep that on there as well. It stays on my phone, it's here, and it's easy to access. To create a note, you just go to the top. You can give it a title if you want, and then just start typing anything that you want to. And again, as I said, you can collaborate with other people and they can work on the note with you. You can upload it to Google Docs, which a lot of times if I'm taking notes on my phone, I will then upload it to Google Docs and work on it from there and then put it back in Google Keep. So that is very helpful also. And that is Google Keep.
Awesome, Tanya. Thank you for sharing about Google Keep. I just chatted that I love Google Keep and the fact that there is a phone app. And I mean, anybody can use Google Keep. I actually share our grocery list with my husband every week as I either send him or as we run out of things. So somebody can do the Kroger click list. So I use it personally and professionally both. And I'm one of those people, and the faces I see out here right now, I know that there are some of you all that really like checklists. And sometimes I put things on a checklist just because I need to check it off. And so, yeah, I see those smiles and those nods. But anyways, so I have been guilty of that, and it just feels good to know that I've gotten something accomplished. Also agrees. He's in the chat room and he loves the phone app integration as well. And he said, awesome job, Miss Tanya. So thanks for representing the principals well today. And so now we are going to move to Miss Beth out at New Haven. And I say out at New Haven because that's really where she is, out at New Haven. And she is on the elementary side of New Haven. And so I'm excited to hear what you have to share. Let's go, girl.
Okay. Can you hear me? I'm just making sure. Can you hear me, Johnny? All right. I am talking about HyperDocs today and how to use them in both reading centers and math centers. Pretty much everything we teach in elementary is center-based. So HyperDocs are basically a Google Doc with a bunch of different interactive and innovative links that your kids can go to. I have to use my phone because my Chromebook wasn't working. So here's a math HyperDoc that I have linked to my Google Classroom, and my kids can get on any of these links and do the different activities. And then in reading centers, one of my kids or one of my groups are reading the book Hatchet, and so they have this interactive slide deck. And they have different, after they read the chapter, they go through and they do the different activities with it. And that's HyperDocs.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing about HyperDocs. Can I ask you where you can find HyperDocs if you don't have time to make them? Because I know that we are all super busy, especially at the elementary level of trying to teach multiple subject areas. So where can we find HyperDocs?
A HyperDoc website. If you just go to Google and type in HyperDocs, you can find it. The HyperDoc girls there's different things you can search. And there's also a HyperDocs book on there. It's a pretty good book. I haven't read all the way through it, but I've read most of the way. And it's helped me integrate this into my classroom a whole lot. So, and Jamie's awesome at answering questions about HyperDocs too, if anybody has any more questions.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but she totally shoved that off on me. No, I'm just kidding. So yes, HyperDocs are fabulous, and they really are be docs. They can be slides. They can be drawings. They're more than just what they look like at that moment. Through the use of hyperlinks. So, and you will find very quickly that your students, no matter what level they're at, what grade they're in, they are 100% engaged when they have HyperDocs, because it is very self-paced. And so students leading their own learning is what we're striving for with the use of technology. So awesome job, Miss Beth. And we are, let's make sure there's no questions. So we are going to move to Miss Shay, and Miss Shay Lancaster out at Boston, and she's also out at Boston. So if you are ready, Miss Shay, I know you teach a 4-5 split, and you incorporate technology in your classroom as much as possible. So if you are ready to share, I'm ready to learn, because I'm super excited. I don't know much about this tool. Yay! Learn something new every day. Let's go, girl. Shay, are you out there? I noticed she's been in and out a couple of times, and I don't know why. Oh, there you are. Okay.
There's Michelle. Can you guys see Shay? No. Okay, I had to jump on Michelle's computer because my computer was going too slow.
Hey, Shay, can you unmute yourself? Hey, we're all learning here. You're good. Up top.
It's just, oh, there it goes.
Yep, perfect.
So, sorry. The website that I was talking about is called Edulastic, and it's something that I came across just kind of like finding websites that would link to Google Classroom. It's basically a formative assessment tool that allows you to get immediate feedback from to students and from students. You could build assessments. You can also use an assessment library. They have several assessments already in there for each content. You can pull down the 4th grade, or like I teach 4th grade, so you can pull down a drop button for 4th grade and go to science or social studies, and you can even identify each standard as well. And this is a great assessment tool to give feedback to students really quickly and identify what needs need to be met as well. I was going to pull up the Edulastic if you just give me a second, because I had to move computers to show you how you can operate that. And it's a free tool. It's a free tool for teachers, and you can get like a pro, but you necessarily don't need it to get reports and whatnot. So give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, this right here. It's just taking a little bit.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm trying to sign in with my account because I moved computers. So give me 1 second.
Girl, you are doing fabulous. I know how uncomfortable it can be to switch computers.
Everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm there with you. Like, my life is on my computer, and to switch to somebody else's computer is scary.
Okay, so you can see that I have all my classes that have been imported to Edulastic. So like, here's my math class. I actually assigned an assessment today for Best Day because we were talking about factors and multiples, and they were supposed to take an assessment this week, so I knew that they would be ready. So it's kind of like a pre-quiz, pre-assessment. And so I'll just go ahead and show you what we already have and try to block out names really quick. So this is kind of gives you an idea of what students are scoring. Like, there's several students have already taken the test. I'm trying to block out names, but it's hard to do that. There. Okay, Michelle, I need you.
It's okay. Just tell them what it does.
So, like, for example, you can see like what questions they got incorrect, what how long it took them to take the test, and so on. And that way you can get immediate feedback on the exact question that they all struggled on. But I could go on forever and ever, but I only have 3 minutes. So I suggest you explore this and definitely start using it in your classroom.
That's awesome, Lady Lou. So are you able to import the classes from Google Classroom?
Yes, it does it automatically. You can choose which ones you want to import too. And also, I had imported a few classes that I didn't want to import, and there's a way to archive those so you don't have those on your dashboard as well.
Okay. And what, like, the banks that you were talking about, the question banks, like, are they at all grade levels?
Yes, it's actually K through 12 bank. So it's even high school, middle school, elementary. So some of the banks, you have to kind of go through the questions and make sure they align to what you want. But for the most part, from what I've seen and what I've used, it's very beneficial.
That's awesome. That is a tool that I'm definitely going to have to check out. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for
you did awesome. All right. So Dana's on here too. My Boston peeps down there. Dana's on here too. And she also said it's an awesome program to use for Best Day work. And so and Heather's on here. We got a lot of Boston people on here. She said that her student that's in your class actually really enjoy using Edulastic. So that is something that, like I said, I will have to check out so I can spread a little bit of love. So Shay, I may be in contact. Can teach me a little more. All right. So let's go ahead, and now we're going to move back to Bloomfield Middle School with Miss Jennifer. And Miss Jennifer is in our NCS Ignites group, and so I'm really excited to hear you share your tech tool. Let's go ahead and get started.
Good morning. I wanted to be able to share with you guys about a website that I use, and it is called storyboardthat.com. And this is something that I started last year. I started implementing it because I wanted to find a creative way for my kids to be able to present information, of course. And it's very artsy, so I'm going to start sharing this with you. You guys got that? I'm hoping, there we go. I think that's it. So when you go to Storyboard, what I wanted to do was to be able to kind of show you, first of all, what some of my students have begun creating. Right now, we're getting ready to go through the chemical reactions of the digestive system and of photosynthesis. And this is a website that, one, you have a 14-day free trial. So I did mine last year. So unfortunately, this year, whenever I came through, I had to go ahead and kind of sign up for whenever I wanted to use it. But the nice thing is that I signed up for it for the month and paid my $10. And then I'm just going to simply cancel it at the end of the month once I'm finished using it with the kids. I actually implemented this once in the fall, and I'm going to be implementing this again in the spring. And so I just pay my $10 for the month for the kids to be able to use it. And it's such a valuable tool that I don't mind doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up one of these just to kind of show you. So the kids go in, and it's much like that. It reminds me of comic strips. And so the kids actually, that's kind of what they looked at it as, and they kind of thought of it as, is that of comic strips. And so this is kind of one that a student started on, and so she's going through the digestive system, and you can see that there's several backgrounds. There are several inputs that the kids can give. And so I'm going to go up, and I'm just going to start trying to create one to kind of show you what you can do. So when you open it up to create a storyboard, you'll notice that there are all kinds of backgrounds information here. And luckily last year, they went in and they started putting in more science. Before that, it was really, it was language arts based, social studies based, and now they've begun putting in more scientific type of scenes. So once you come up with your background, for example, you can go in and you can even edit your background, you can change your backgrounds. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my background here, and I'm going to start going back, and I'm going to add a character, for example. And so once I get my background, I can now add a character to it. And there's all kinds of manipulations that you can go in with your character. And so once I get my character, then I can go into my text boxes, and I can begin adding in text. What I did notice is that initially, of course, whenever I first started, I had to go in and let the kids just kind of play around. So they did play around with it for a while. And so we came up with some kind of crazy, I gave them a limitation, and I gave them like 15 minutes to play around. And then I kind of gave them the assignment and delved into the assignment. This one, of course, is another student's on the digestive system. And you can see that he has become very creative with this. So I would recommend it to anybody. And like I said, just even doing the 14-day trial was sufficient as far as going through and being able to get the kids to finish within a 2-week period was very sufficient. So I would recommend that to anybody. So thank you.
Girl, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So I have to get tickled. I mean, I'm an elementary teacher, but that whole on that he titled The Poop Project. That's great. That's great.
Well, I have to say, Jamie, I didn't mind showing it because it was actually a member of our Nelson County staff. It was her child, so I didn't mind showing it.
Oh, but that's so cool. That, I mean, it happens, and yeah, so it's real life. I love that. Now I will say that Jay at Boston is on here, and he said that he also uses Storyboard that, and that he actually pays for it because it's such a good product. He said that, let's see, I had my kids make a storyboard for a play we read about the Boston Massacre. And then we recorded the students voicing the storyboard characters. And so that's kind of a cool smash. Hey, Jay, if you want to in and tell me how you voice recorded, or Jennifer, is that an option in Storyboard that?
It is. I have not used that or implemented that at this point, but yes, it is. We had to I think you have to kind of go around some back tools to be able to use it, but yes.
Okay, cool. And that, I commented that it is learning at its best, where the kids are creating. And another one of my favorite things that you said is that you allowed kids to play with it, time to play with it. Mm-hmm. Because so many times we give them these really cool tech tools and we want them just to follow directions the very first time we show it to them. And half the time they get lost because they just want to explore. And so it is really important to give them that exploration time when you first introduce a new tech tool. And so that was really neat that you allowed your kids to do that. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Jennifer, for sharing Storyboard that. All right, now we're up with our library media specialist from Nelson County High School, Miss Jessica, and I'm super excited to hear all about the Tech PD opportunity tool that you're going to share about. All right. No, you're a black screen like Shay was.
Switch to Tanya's.
But I see you in Tanya's.
Yeah, I switched to Tanya's.
Okay.
No.
You're good.
Okay. So today I'm going to share about Google Teacher Tribe, which is a podcast that Jamie introduced me to in the fall. And actually, over these past few snow days, I've actually listened to several of them while walking on the treadmill because our Netflix doesn't work. So been listening to lots of different things. So let me pull it up on Tanya's computer real quick. Show you. Podcast through your iPhones, or they do have Android ones. I just don't have an Android phone, so I don't know much about them. How do I get back to? All right, let me do this again. Right. All right, so if you go to googleteachertribe.com, it has all 38 episodes and I don't know what to call those. I guess they're notes from the different ones. And I started at the first one and then have made it a little bit through. But over to the right, you can see where you can listen on Apple Podcast or subscribe on Android. Lots of different ways that you can subscribe if you don't have an iPhone. You can join the tribe and be a VIP member. And this is from Matt Miller and Casey Bell. And Matt Miller did Ditch That Textbook, which has been really popular on Twitter as well. And one thing that I learned from one of the podcasts was if you are just on Google, an easy way to make a new doc or a new slides or whatever is you can just go to docs.google.com/create, and it's going to make an all new, you don't even have to go to your Google Drive as long as you're logged in. And you can do that with slides and sheets, and I'm pretty sure it works with forms, any of the original G Suite applications. You can use it there, which I thought was a pretty cool, nifty little tool because I can type a whole lot faster than I can click through things. So that's my little trick. I love Google Teacher Tribe podcast. It's a pretty cool little thing to listen to, and they have all kinds of tips and tricks from kindergarten all the way up to high school. So that's my tip of the day.
That's awesome, Miss Jessica. I'm glad that you're getting some PD opportunity for that. I was introduced to that over the summer, and driving, my drive is only about 35 minutes to get to Bardstown and back. But I will tell you that I listened to their podcast going there, going to work, and coming home from work, and the end of the day. So I had to limit myself. So I totally believe in podcasts, but their ideas just made me think and made me anxious and made me want to just explode with excitement, and it gave me a headache. And so I have had to limit the Google Teacher Tribe podcast. It is fabulous if you're looking to take just get basic knowledge or take your G Suite knowledge to the next level. It's a great tool, and they share those tech tips like Jessica just shared at episode. And so that's always fun. I always like to learn at least one new thing a day. That's kind of my mission. And so, but anyways, so thanks for sharing that. All right, let's go on to Miss Martina at Boston. I'm excited to hear you talk about Screencastify, which you guys used for your STLP project as well that you submitted. So I am going to turn the reins over to you.
Thank you. Can you see me?
Yep.
All right. I like Screencastify. It's a Google extension. You have to go to the Play Store or the Google Store and add it to your computer. Once you have added to your computer, it's used to record your screen. Hold on. And you can also record voices, audio, and it has a webcam too. I'll show you an example. It has, once you add it to your screen, you get a little film strip up here in the top in your ribbon, and that's called Screencastify, Screen Video Recorder. We have the free version, of course. There is an upgraded version that you can have editing with it. But my students used it to complete a book trailer. My third graders, they did Google Slides to do their images and their script, and then they use Screencastify to record their narrations. I'm going to open it up just to show you. It loads, and then you have to give it permission to set up your camera access and allow. And then they recommend storing it to your Google Drive, which is great with the kids because it automatically goes there. They say, you can check local devices, but if you were to uninstall Screencast, then you will lose your recordings. And just hit sign in. And then I'm already signed into Google. So this will show some of the recordings we already did. Then the kids, like if they were doing a Google slide and they want it to be able to present it, you can pull up their Google slide. This is our best day, number 4, hopefully we won't need. And then they can hit you can do present, hit your present mode. And I got to get my, hold on, I have to go back. Gotta get my recording going. The tab records just what you're in. Desktop will record everything you have. Like if you want to give a presentation and you're bouncing back and forth between one website and a Google Doc, you can do desktop. We've kind of played with both, and that's probably been the best way. We've just been playing and learning. You can enable your webcam if you want to see yourself and them see you recording it. The show preview window shows at the bottom of you recording and gives you a little place to stop or cancel. I'm going to hit record, and it counts down. Let me hit share. I don't know if you can hear it counting down, but it counts down 3, 2, 1, which my kids like, and then you can start reading, and it is recording right now. One good thing, if you're in, it's not popping up on this one, but when I pop up, I'm not in Google Slides. If I'm in just a doc or something, it'll give you tools down here at the bottom where you can highlight, or you can have a special cursor to go over top so they can, whoever your audience is can see what you're talking about. Then when you're finished, you just hit the stop button. And it will stop recording. Then it will open it. 3, 2, 1, which my kids like, and then you can start. And then it shows you, as you can tell, what you recorded. And then it saves your recordings, and you can upload it into your drive. It'll be under downloads. We also used it for short stories and had the kids narrate the short stories. It does 10 minutes for free and 50 minutes a month. So it was great. We just play with it. That's the best way to learn. And that's Screencastify. Y'all hear her?
That's awesome, Martina. I couldn't live without Screencastify. So I'm glad that you are showing that to everybody. In the classroom, I couldn't live without Screencastify. With the kids actually their own, whether it was an answer or how they solved an explanation to math word problems or acting out. But this is the way to get videoing on your Chromebook, because if you noticed when she brought up the when she clicked her extension and she showed you the tab in the desktop, next to it was camera. And it will do a full screen video of your students. So your students can make commercials, they can make whatever it might be. But this is the only way I say the only way. This is the easiest way to use the Chromebook for videoing. And it also does upload to YouTube as well. And so that's another really cool feature of Screencastify. So Martina, thank you so much for sharing Screencastify. I 100% behind that, and that playing is the way to learn. So hopefully those out there watching or that will watch later will take some of these tech tools and we'll play around with them. All right. We have 2 more presenters left, and we have Mr. Drew next from Foster Heights, and he is a 1st grade teacher. So a freshly minted level 1 Google certified educator as well. And so I am excited to hear what you're going to share with us today.
Today, I'm going to share with you guys a tech tool, but it's also a tool that the kids get to write and draw and really explore with. And it's called Rocketbook by Wave. And it is a notebook that we use during center time. And when they're working through an independent activity, they're able to record their responses and show me their thinking, whether it's modeling during math, writing sentences that we can go back and look at spelling or punctuation and work on our editing techniques with. And I've pulled up a sample that I'll share with you guys that I created this morning, so we don't have student names on it. But this is a center where we're working on exploring our 120s chart, and one more, one less, 10 more, 10 less. And they have the opportunity to roll some inflatable dice. They find their number, and then they have to record the different values, one more, one less, 10 more, 10 less. Then the nice part with Rocketbook is you're able to capture the page using either a cell phone or a tablet, and have it automatically stored to a Google Drive, to Dropbox, email, Messenger, a lot of different options. And you can select the location it goes to. So in this case, this would automatically save to my Math Centers folder in my Google Drive that I could go back and review later how they did during that center time. And it has really helped the students become more excited about some of the centers that get to be a little more boring when we do them the same way over and over. It takes away the worksheet idea and allows them to really interact with technology. They love being able to use the tablet or cell phone to take the scan and upload it. There are 7 icons at the bottom of each page that allow you to select the destination. So you have up to 7 destinations you can choose. And in my case, I've got 4 folders for each of my different groups as we go through center time. And that way each group's math work or reading work goes to their folder. So they've really loved it and have embraced it. And we're looking for other ways that we can use it.
All right, Drew. So you totally have my heart. You know how much I love Rocketbook. And I love Rocketbook. However, your first graders using the power of the Rocketbook just blows my mind. That is so cool, dude. So cool. And so thanks for sharing that. I think I need to come see that in action. So I may be making a visit out your way. But that is that's so cool. So do you have just one Rocketbook, or do you have 2 for like reading and math?
I've got just the one right now. It's something I tried out the last month or 2, and so I'm going to invest and get a couple more so that we can expand our destinations and have a few more options that way.
That's so cool. Wes Bradley, which you know I have mad respect for, says he needs to see that too. So Wes and I may just come out and check that out.
Oh, we'd love to have you.
That is very, very innovative thinking. And Ignites, if you're watching or if you're on this panel, you guys be ready, because yeah, we're going to explore that idea a little bit more as I pick Drew's brain. So cool. All right. Last but not least, and this is where Michelle is going to say, yeah, she just saved the best for last, is Michelle from Boston, and she is their instructional coach, also a level 2 Google certified educator. And so, Miss Michelle, I'm excited to learn about your tool because I don't know much about it. So, teach me something.
Hi guys, I don't know about it. I don't know much about it either. But I've been working with Boomerang. It's a productivity kind of app, so you can search it out. You can search it out and get it on your email. So I use Outlook on my email, and I gotta share my screen with you. So hang on. Forgot that part. So when you get it on your email, it'll pop up. Are you seeing it yet? Yes, you're seeing it. Okay. And it shows up in the up here in the corner. So what it does for me is when you get all of these emails all the time, and you have too many emails, like I can click on this one. Somebody is trying to get rid of a rabbit. So you can open Boomerang, And like sometimes I'm scanning my emails, but I don't want to respond to that right away. So if you open Boomerang up here in the corner, you can say, okay, I want to go back to this message later. I can return this message to my inbox in 4 hours. So I can forget about that email. And if I don't do anything with that email, it'll come back to my inbox, and it'll come to the top of my inbox in 4 more hours. And you can see these 2 emails right here. These came to me early this morning, and I did that with them. I clicked on the open Boomerang, and I said, return these to my inbox in 4 hours or 2 days, or however long you want to postpone those emails. So that you can go back to them later. Another cool thing about Boomerang that I like is if you want to, you're writing an email and you're writing it at 10 o'clock at night, and you're in, you can do this in Gmail, you can do it in Outlook. You can, when you're writing an email in Outlook, Boomerang will open right here, and you have all of these options. You can do the remind me, which will bring the email back to an inbox. But if you want to send this email later, because you don't want to send it out at 10 o'clock at night, or you don't want people to know a certain thing at a certain time and you want them to know later, then you can schedule that email. They have preset times, or you can set it for a custom time. You can also, if you use Outlook Calendar, you can share your availability. You can do read receipts and things like that. These are the features that I haven't worked as much with, these right here. I primarily use Boomerang for the remind me to send it back to my inbox so that it doesn't get buried, and for the send later features. So those are some things that really help me to not get lost in my inbox, because it really gets cumbersome. And so those things kind of help me out a little bit. So that's Boomerang, and there's free options, and that's the one I use. So that is it.
Okay, so you have the most questions, so you might as well just turn your microphone back on.
Okay.
There you go. So Tanya wants to know if it looked like you were in like Outlook on your desktop. Is that correct?
Yes, Outlook on my desktop. I think I use it. Yeah, I use Outlook on my desktop. Yeah.
Okay. So can that be used with Office 365?
You know what? I opened Office 365 and tried to get it to use it this morning, but I didn't have a lot of time. But when you're using Office 365, I believe there is a send later feature in Office 365, which I can't find in Outlook, and that's why I was looking for that. So I'm not sure about the compatibility there. It could be, but I'm not.
Okay. Okay. That is something that I even need to look into, because I use Office 365, being that I'm on a Chromebook and not, able to download the Outlook. But that send later feature, like right now I'm saving things as drafts and then sending them out first thing in the morning.
Yes.
And so that would help a ton. And then ask, will it stay open as you go through all of your emails, or do you have to open it up each time?
So as I'm playing with it right now, I feel like I have to open it each time. But when you're sending an email, like the whole menu stays up there. So I have to play with that a little bit more and figure it out. But when I'm in that preview panel that shows all the emails in Outlook right now, and you just get the little preview, I feel like I'm having to open it up every time.
Okay, that's just something to try to organize the chaos of email. That's a really cool tool. And then Eric wants to know how much for the rabbit.
I don't know. I can get you some information on that later.
Okay. Are you selling rabbits?
I am not selling rabbits.
You are selling rabbits.
Someone around is selling rabbits.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So thank you for sharing that, Michelle. We appreciate you stepping out. And Michelle's one word this year is what?
Jump.
Jump. So when she emailed me back, she was like, I got to do it. My one word's jump. And I was like, yep, we're all jumping with you. So, all right. All right. So let's get to our conclusion, or our concluding part of our first Tech Share Fair. Everybody out there watching or that will watch, I hope that you have learned something new, because that was our goal as a panel. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Or reach out in any other way. I am so proud to be a part of this district and to see these brave faces. Something that was kind of born after I got the okay from Anne Marie, and so they didn't have much time to prepare, but they rocked it today. So I appreciate each one of you and love watching you grow in your professional development with technology. Now, shameless plug one more time that we have another live Google Hangout on YouTube today over Google Forms, and that will be worth PD credit because it is after school hours. It starts at 4, and we're going to be doing basics of Google Form and also the advanced features of Google Forms. So just keep that in mind. The link is in the emails that I've sent. It's in the weekly communication. It's everywhere. So just look for it. If you can't find it, just send me an email and I'll find that for you. Also, monthly tech giveaway. We have until January 31st to get in your form, your entry for the monthly tech giveaway. We are giving away Bloxels and Play-Doh Touch this month, and I can't reveal too much. However, there was a competition that happened at the LPLC this month between the principals, and let's just say they shook their tail feathers trying to win. Foster Heights Principal Jeremy Hill was the winner of that, and so anybody at Foster Heights actually gets their name entered twice into the drawing. So just kind of, so Foster Heights people that are watching, make sure that you enter. However, all of the principals were good sports, and we had a blast as they shook their tail feathers. So that will be a live Facebook video. Tech Deck Facebook page. So if you do not follow the Facebook page, please go and follow that. And that's all I have. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching and doing this. And until next time.